Hi and welcome to this new timeless reading. Let's take a look at what frequency is currently activating, and it's going to be in three cards. The first one is the details, the second one is what can be released, and the third one is advice. So let's take a look at what is currently opening up in the field, and we have the Ten of Cups, and I'm hearing a new level of support and some form of an alliance, not necessarily love-wise, but something being restored to the level it should have been at the whole time. And this is because the incoming frequencies have been way heightened, and they give way and the possibility for higher friendships and bonds to actually become sustainable. So in the past, you might have come across people that you kind of should have been friends with, or workplaces that you would have loved to be at, and for some reason there was always interferences and some type of BS, or people getting right in the middle of something good happening for you. And I'm hearing that now these people don't hold ground anymore. So especially in the past, like right now it's a timeless reading, but just as a concept, we just had the October 6th full moon, and the days leading up to it, and the day, like 2-3 days before and 2-3 days after, the energy is very intense, and there's been a massive release of interfering forces. So this is the sign that this energy is finally landing, anchoring, and currently activating, because even personally, I've gone through things that are barely describable in intensity, just feeling absolutely restless and attacked energetically, non-freaking stop, completely ridiculous. And then the only thing I could do is remember this is way possibly what's currently happening, because why else would there be so much activation in the field when my daily routine is super basic and not in any way opening doors to this much chaos. It's like chaos is coming from somewhere because there's something else at play, and it's this energy that's finally landing. So whatever the more chaotic energies we're feeding off of is now getting freed and supported in such a way that this can't happen to the level and the extent that it was previously. Which, if you ask me, was about damn time. And it kind of makes sense with a lot of predictions I've seen online for October, November, and December 2025, that there's kind of like this shift and realignment in energy that's finally happening after a super heavy 2025 in most regards. So now what can be released? And we have the King of Pentacles, and in the King of Pentacles, what I'm getting is holding on to a perspective of how things should be, and also your value and contribution, because what I'm getting is, because the circumstances were partially hostile, there's no possible way you could have had a clear perspective on how valuable and important your presence and energy is. And since there's been massive interferences, there's no possibility for you to activate or contribute in the way you wish you could have, and that's very disheartening, because you hold a very high level of inherent value but get no possible avenues of reflection for it in your current life, which is super messed up. And no manifestation coach or whichever else those types of people, will align you in such a way that it can actually make sense for you, because they don't take into account the massive level of interferences that some of us go through. And also, I feel that manifestation to a very high level is quite a matrix bound concept. So some people don't live on matrix timing when it comes to the rewards, support, and activation we actually need to be having, and opportunities. So the doors open in a different type of timing, and we kind of have to step back and trust that as much as possible, and not be disheartened that the reflections of what we actually came here to be has not been reflected back just yet. And now, what is the advice? And we have the Page of Cups, and I'm getting careful steps, one step at a time. It's kind of like the new energy is coming in and the old is lifting at the same time, which is creating a very intense dynamic. So it will be, yeah, sorry there for a second, I was cooking something. I was going crazy on the stove. And yeah, so one step at a time, and make sure you be comfortable as much as possible as you move forward, to not lose your footing. And if it feels like one step forward, two steps back, just make sure you rest, replenish, and feel centered before you keep progressing. This will keep getting better and better and more solid as you go, as this energy is activating and anchoring. So I hope this resonated.